Hey, Easy Agent Proers, welcome to this episode of EAP TV. I'm Tyler, and today we're going to do a step-by-step ad setup and walkthrough. You're actually going to see exactly how I think of the creative, how I think of the ad, and we're going to test out Twitter ads. People keep asking, what should I do on Facebook? What should I do on Twitter? So I'm going to actually set up an ad, and we're going to see what 50 bucks gets us on Twitter. Let's head over to my computer. Alright, so we're over at my computer, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you sort of watch me develop this creative. I'm basically going to be listening to this YouTube video and figuring out exactly what this guy, he's a new graduate from college, has a solid job here and is thinking of buying a home. I'm going to listen to exactly what his pain points are with the house search and see if I can't come up with a good creative that we'll then put on Twitter. So here comes the time lapse. Okay, so welcome back here. As you see, I've worked out 3 little ad angles, and you see how these are a lot different than what we would have got if we just started to go after, like, the average ad I see for an agent is 10 ways to buy a home for cheaper, right? So these are like, is this Ryan kid who's in the market to buy a home is probably a lot more likely to respond to something like this than he would be to respond to something like this, right? It's just, you're really targeted. So now I'm going to go set up my landing page. Here we go. Okay, so now we're over on Twitter. I'm going to set it up for today and then just throw 50 bucks at it. We're going to do it in Albuquerque because that's where this guy is. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to set up a tweet that is along these same lines. So let's do it. All right, and that's it. That's our creative that we have right there. I'm gonna run that for today, and then I'll basically stop back in like 3 to 4 hours. You see, it's about 11:14 a.m. right now. We'll stop back after the 50 bucks is spent, and we'll see what we got from Twitter with this ad. Hey everyone, just checking in here. I got my first impression, which took a bit longer than it usually does on Google or Facebook, so I'm a little worried. Hopefully this challenge doesn't turn into why you shouldn't use Twitter ads. But yeah, not looking so hot. About 45, 50 minutes in, we've like literally the ad has only been shown to one person, so that's not looking too promising. So look, there's number 2. So we'll see how this goes. I'll stop back in a bit when we get more results. All right, EasyAgentProers, as you can see, it's about 3 p.m. here, and I'm actually calling this whole crusade off at this point. We did get some clicks. It was generally cheap, but the thing that's most discouraging to me is that frankly there aren't enough impressions to really even like get enough data to see this through. So basically we spent some money here. Hopefully this helps save you 50 bucks or something if you watch this. I really don't recommend doing Twitter ads because we're only able to get like 400 impressions here. And if we were doing this on Facebook, And as you can see, I even increased the budget to 75. I know I said 50, but I wasn't getting impressions, so I increased the budget and increased our daily bid, and just not able to get anything going. We had a decent click-through rate. Was struggling to get anything going with the impressions, and it's not just really us. Twitter's entire revenue stream continues to be struggling to sell advertising. They actually, in their last earnings report, saw the actual people advertising on the platform shrink. And like we said in the past, like you should really just forget about Twitter and focus on those Facebook ads. So messaging from us stays pretty consistent after this video and running this little test ourselves. I'll continue to test it maybe a month or two down the road after they tweak some things with their ad platform. But frankly, at this point, we just weren't able to target people who were likely to be home buyers and sellers and still get decent numbers of impressions. And that's stuff that, like, if you were setting up a Facebook ad, is completely fixed. So hopefully you watched this video, you learned how to maybe set up a landing page better, you learned that you probably should do this on Facebook instead of Twitter. Next week, or maybe even later this week, we're going to be doing another test on Instagram. It's a new advertising platform. It's built into Facebook, so we'll do a test there, see what 50, 75 bucks gets us in terms of clicks and leads. But I'm Tyler with EasyAgentPro. Thanks for checking out this episode of EAP TV. Hope this helps you, focus your marketing back on Facebook and advertising there, and maybe, prevent you from wasting a day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe 50, 100 bucks trying out Twitter ads. So I'm Tyler with EasyAgentPro. Thanks for checking this out. I'll talk with you next time.